In the early evening, the planets Venus and Mars are still visible. Mercury, you may need binoculars to pick out, but this shows you where to look for it. Just recent images, if you look at Venus through the scope, it looks gibbous right now. Mars, still showing dark features. There should be a time of big dust storms, but we're not seeing them yet. And our telescope demonstrator, Blake Estes, who you'll see more of his work tonight, fantastic photographer, actually took this picture of Uranus, which is high overhead, and you can see some cloud detail if you look very carefully. In the early morning, the planet Jupiter is the main object you can see. In fact, the only bright planet. The Geminid meteor shower comes this month on the night of the 13th and the 14th. There's also another supermoon coming up that night, and so it'll be very bright. But the Geminids do produce some meteors that are bright enough to see through a lot of stuff. You can even see some of it from the city, so it's worth looking for like half an hour. December 16th, SpaceX may launch their Falcon 9 rocket from California. This will be returned to flight after September's explosion. And it's supposed to launch 10 communication satellites at once, and the booster is supposed to land on a barge offshore. So there is a chance you might be able to see it from Southern California. Certainly watch it on TV, but it is possible that you could see the booster reignition before it lands on the barge. There is a possible meteor shower coming up on December 20th. Back in 1973, there was a brief but very brilliant display of meteors seen only by one observer in England. The Earth will pass through exactly the same...
It wasn't me.
You know, there actually is some evidence, however, that there...
The 60s?
Yeah, this is called the Lynchid meteors because it's from the constellation Lynx. But there actually have been some meteors coming annually from it, and the Earth will pass through exactly the same spot that in the orbit that produced the fireballs on the night of December, actually early morning of December 20th. So I can't promise anything, but if you don't look, you won't know. All right. The winter solstice is coming up, and since 2016 hasn't lasted long enough, we've decided to add one more second to it, but there's something called a leap second inserted. Earth's rotation is not it's not perfectly 24 hours compared to the sun every day. We keep time by atomic clocks now. On December 31st, actually the date changes to January 1st at 4 p.m. our time compared to universal time. So the last minute of universal time will have an extra second inserted into it. You can actually watch this. If we go to the next slide, you can look at www.time.org. I'm sorry, time.gov, yes. Okay, and then later that day, after you've heard that thrilling or watched that thrilling leap second, take out a telescope and look at the planet Mars, which is easy to see, because then you can find the dim planet Neptune, which is usually very hard to see. They'll be very, very close to each other, but this is kind of a rare conjunction.
So Tony mentioned that all this discussion about the supermoon is the biggest, the brightest, forever. You're never going to see another one like it for 1 billion years. And so we just thought we'd...
Oh. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's super...
Does anybody recognize that moon? See, we do know it. Okay. Thing. But anyway, so supermoon... thanks for asking. There's supermoon. And I've forgotten, why is this one? See, I'm not... Super Saiyan. Why don't I know these things? Anyway, the point is, here are all of the full moons in 2016. Can you pick out which is the largest? And you know what? You kind of can. These are the supermoon we had in November, and it kind of does look like the largest one. You know, your eye really can sort of pick it out if you see them side by side. A month apart, not so much. These are a bunch of different supermoons, recent. Can you pick out which was the superest and the duperest of the supermoons? Not so much. So that's just wanted to make that comment. There's another one coming up. But we had massive crowds of people up here on supermoon night. We were closed. It was a Monday night. But we did like this, that Blake Estes also took through our telescope of the moon on his hand.